You know what I caught myself doing on the last video? Not the last one, but the one before that. No, I was like in between. I was like licking my lips. Like I was going like,
For what?
I don't know. And I was like, why was I doing that? I had to cut it out of the clips because I was like, this is embarrassing.
Every time I took a drink of something in Disney, I went like after it.
Bro.
It's gotten so bad to the point where it's like I'm doing it self-consciously. Subconsciously.
Yeah, it's like how Evan thinks he's in a drink commercial every time he takes a drink. It's just for you.
But that keeps going ever since Boston.
Why did we start that?
I did it at when we were getting our airport beers.
Oh yeah, those delicious.
It was literally an Angry Orchard.
It was like a craft beer place that makes their own beer, and you got an Angry Orchard.
I go.
That's typical. All right, so welcome back to the podcast. We have episode 22 to end 2022. We may or may not have intentionally made sure that happened. So to all the listeners who missed last week's episode because we did just video only, sorry about that, but the video is up on our YouTube still, and we did the unboxing of the advent calendar, and now we are doing a real 2022 episode to end the year. So, whoops. But we have a lot to catch up on ourselves because we haven't seen each other since we didn't attend each other's birthdays.
Yeah.
So
that happened.
How was your birthday?
My birthday was great. Trip all in all was a magical time. I went to Disney, for those of you that may not know that. And we had a good time. I think that you would genuinely like that because you haven't been since you were little.
Yeah, I think the last time I went was probably with you.
Right.
When we were little.
And most of the places, like I would say all of the parks except for Magic Kingdom, you can kind of just like get good food, get some drinks, walk around, see sights. So I feel like you would like that. On my birthday, we drank around the world. Got,
I've seen a couple people do that.
It's tough because
it's kind of like what we did for the progressive birthday dinner.
Yeah, I heard that was tough.
It was a progressively getting drunker dinner. I mean, because obviously you're gonna get a drink at every place. We did that
celebration.
And I think our first mistake was getting 2 drinks at the cocktail course. And so, we did that. Then we went to the next place. By the time we got to the third place, somebody else was having a birthday, and they heard us like talking about how it was my birthday, and they gave us a free bottle of champagne.
Oh, that's cute.
And things just got real wild after that. And we ended up, we still did all of our courses though, which I was very shocked. So
that's impressive.
We made it to every single restaurant for every single course, but we added a step because we were all, feeling ourselves. We ended up at the club.
That was not on the itinerary.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't make it very long because honestly, at that point, it had been quite the evening.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend it, but this is your warning that if you do it and you get a drink at every place with every course, you're gonna possibly end up heading on to the dinner courses and end up out, because that's kind of what happened to us. But all in all, we both had a good time.
Yeah.
You had a little bit better weather than me.
Yeah, it was, I think 60 was the low. No, it got into the 50s. It was chilly at night. I had to wear crew necks and stuff.
Okay, that's perfect.
It was, because it was cold here.
Yeah, no, it got freezing. And that was the thing. I was laughing so hard because when we got all these warnings about all the snowstorms and stuff
like
over
70
Christmas.
feet. Did you see that?
What?
Or 70 inches.
70 feet?
Yeah, it was like 1 to 70 inches.
The Ice Age?
Yeah.
1 to 70, did you just say?
Yeah, like a very big range.
It's a huge range. I think everybody was freaking out. And I'm like, I think this happens once a year, especially in Michigan. Because I know some places, I feel like this always happens. Once a year, we get this big warning about a snowstorm. And here, it's always just normal what we expect for winter.
Right.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But I feel like every year, though, somewhere in the South, it actually does get like crazy weather. And for them, it's like, okay, that made sense why they got this big warning.
Right.
But for us, I'm like, why do they try to scare us? And like,
They scared us for nothing.
I think there was like 2 inches of snow.
I've seen it way worse.
Me too. But because I don't know if I talked about this on the podcast, but my freshman year, when I went to MSU,
Bad.
you couldn't have a car. And so I had to walk to all my classes. And I think it was like the most snow we had ever gotten.
Because that was my first year at Central. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like I wanted to wear like snowboarding goggles to classes because it was so cold.
It was bad. And the snow was so deep too. Like I remember like literally having to pick my legs up to walk to class. But anyway, so that was like, again, I would have understood that. But I think we got like 2 inches this time.
Not even.
But it was really, really cold. And it kind of still is. It's not as bad now. But the temperature, actually, I was like, you could probably get frostbite if you were out here too long. And I feel like I haven't felt that way in a while. Like,
no, I haven't.
A few years at least.
Exactly.
So that was that. You had good weather. You
Did
know.
Not.
Yeah. I mean, we weren't really outside that much, but
that's true.
But yeah, highly recommend. Good times, bad weather. And then what else happened? So we did Christmas. It was so funny because this year I feel like the theme of gifting this year, at least for my households, we tried to do a lot of more experience gifting.
Honestly, same. Because my mom got experiences my parents got experiences for both me and my brother. Matthew's going to, put money towards a festival he's going to. And I'm getting Taylor Swift tickets. So.
Wow. Look at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like you can't go wrong. And we got, and the good thing about that too is we kind of talked about this too. You know, these are things that you're not always going to spend. Even if you have the money to spend it on these things, you're probably not going to.
Right. For yourself.
And so for yourself. And so it's nice when you get it because you're like, wow, now I'll actually like do it.
Exactly.
And so we got gifted like a date night, a mixology class, and then we gifted other people like Delta Airlines gift cards.
That is so
tickets.
Nice. Like a Delta gift card to go on a trip.
Yeah, and like granted, it's not going to pay for the whole thing. Like it was just like,
but
and now they'll like hopefully they'll be more inclined to like book a trip,
right?
And then like they'll have a good experience. Hopefully. So that was kind of the theme, but it was funny because you just showed me. We were kind of talking about TikToks, how like a lot of people had like. It's crazy that this is a world we live in, that these like mishaps with Christmas gifts was like a huge theme on TikTok.
It was trending on everything.
Yeah, everybody just being like, yeah, I didn't get, this is what I wanted and this is what I got kind of thing. But the one was the little girl got gifted a trip to Disney and she was like throwing a fit. She was so not happy.
Not happy at all. They got luggage and on the inside it was like all the things for the trip and like a note.
I've seen those before, but they usually go good.
Yes.
And just for some reason, it did not go well this time. But I think, not that I get it, because that's ridiculous. Like, whatever. There's so many reasons why it's.
Right.
But, you know, kids, I think, sometimes have a hard time grasping concepts.
They do.
So that for somebody that's little might not totally understand what that means. Like, it's not tangible. So.
Especially in this day and age, and I'm not justifying it by any means, but like I feel like kids nowadays, like everything is so instantaneous for them, especially
instant gratification. They want it now. Like,
and with Christmas it was like I feel like it's even harder for them to grasp
like,
concepts.
In the future we'll go on this trip. It's
yes.
Like, yeah, no, I kind of got that. And then I saw this other one that was not funny, but like I just couldn't believe it because I can't imagine what I would do if I was in this situation. So the mom, you know, obviously spent a lot of time wrapping everyone's gifts.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
And the 5-year-old woke up before everybody else and opened every single gift in the house.
I would be devastated.
Me too. But not only, okay, like first of all, that sucks for the other kids because like now theirs kind of ruined. But I mean, whatever. It's small potatoes, but like you also spend so much time wrapping, or at least I do.
It takes me like, I feel like an hour to wrap like 2 gifts because like
That's
that's an exaggeration, but it still takes me forever. And she was like, oh, it took me 3 hours to do all of this. I'm like, it would have taken me a lot more hours.
Well, you know
wrapping
how
the gifts
every year like the Kardashians post their wrapping because like they each do a different kind of wrapping. I feel like I've kind of gotten that way with my wrapping over the last couple years.
Yeah, your wrapping is good.
But it's so time consuming, and sometimes I'm like, is it worth it? But it's kind of like how I said I like crafting, so makes sense, but still it takes so long. So I can't imagine, like, I think about this too. I put my gifts up like after I wrap them because I'm always so scared the dogs are going to try to open it.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, if they did, like if they got into them, like, I don't know what I would do. So yeah. And then we saw like the ones that were like what people wanted versus what they got. And the one girl, I thought this one was kind of funny. She asked for like the Dyson air wrap, and she got the vacuum.
Still a good gift.
Still a win in my book.
Just not the win she wanted.
It's so
2 different purposes.
It's funny now as an adult, like the things that we think are such good gifts.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I got like coasters and I was over the moon.
Yeah.
I was like, this is perfect.
If I get anything for the house, I'm like, yes. Like I literally asked for one of those handheld, like they like wash the carpet or whatever. And I was like ecstatic about that. But yeah, no, and then I remember too watching some of these videos of these kids on TikTok like freaking out about their gifts. And I was saying, you know, when I was younger, I remember my parents would always bring this up like as I got older, how like they would just wrap empty boxes and I would be so happy because like, you know, Out of the Box was that cartoon.
Oh my gosh, that was huge.
So, you know, I'm like, oh my God, I get an Out of the Box like box. So I thought
it's from Out of the Box.
Yeah, like I thought the boxes like were like magical, like, you know, you can make houses out of them and like
boxes were fun.
You know, and it's just different times. I guess.
Yeah.
I'm sure some kids though still.
No, yeah, I've seen kids that are they'll get like they wanted an avocado and maybe
that one girl that went like viral a couple years ago.
Or like there'll be kids that I don't know. I saw this video of like 2 kids. Like one really wanted like I don't know some game for their Xbox, and the other one wanted it was like something like small. I forget what it was. It was like something like an onion or like random, and they were so excited about it.
Yeah, it definitely still exists. I just think those don't get recorded as much because parents probably don't know how that's going to go.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
With the Disney thing, I'm sure they expected like a really positive reaction.
I felt so bad for the parents because they like had this cute note in it. They were like, we're so excited to go make memories with our 2 favorite girls in the world. And I like, if I was giving that gift, I would be so excited because I would think that my kids would be so excited.
They were probably very heartbroken after that.
Yeah.
But I feel like, what was your favorite gift of all the gifts you got?
Oh, I did get surprised with a pair of golf clubs. And
I'm very happy to hear that.
And I just feel like this is a gift for those that are around me because 1, I don't have to use your golf clubs anymore because anytime we went, I would just borrow hers as we went along. And 2, Brian can spend more time with me next summer so he can go golfing.
I'm sure he'd really love that.
That's exactly what he wants.
Yeah, all his time to like go off with the guys is now. No, but I thought because I got mine like I don't know last summer, 2 summers ago.
Yeah,
and I thought after that I was gonna go with Evan all the time.
Didn't happen.
No. Somehow I'm
now
still
we can go together.
Yeah, now we can go at least.
What about you?
I think I got a lot of good gifts. So I got luggage, which I was really excited about.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah.
You need it.
I was desperate need. And then like I said, I got some experiences. So I got like a date night. It was like a StubHub and an Uber and then like Visa to like go to dinner. And then I got a mixology class, which
really? Is it like an in-person class? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
At Sugar House in Detroit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That'll be a lot of fun.
I know. So I'm excited about that. I don't even know what else I got. I got a new air fryer.
That's
real excited
exciting.
about that.
I'm excited about that as well.
I'm trying to think. I just got so many good like gifts, and I was so happy with it.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of it revolved around like food and drinking.
2 great things.
Which I'm
My
not going to
books.
complain.
Yeah.
Very useful. I will definitely use them. So I was pretty happy all in all. And now it's about to be the new year.
I know. I can't believe, I feel like 2022 went by extremely fast.
So much happened this year though. And what's crazy is the time was going by. I felt like, I don't know, like it was very busy. It was flying by, but I didn't feel like that much happened. But I just looked back on everything that happened this year, and so much happened. My sister got engaged at the end of last year, so we had her engagement party to start the year. I went to Cabo
I forgot that I went to Mexico.
randomly. I just like got invited last minute and went.
Yeah.
Great, amazing trip. One of the best trips I've ever done. Highly recommend.
Yeah.
Then in February, we had the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
Dang.
that was wild.
That doesn't feel like that was this year.
I know. And then I went to Arizona. We visited Evan's family, and then we like hung out with some friends. Then I think I went to Tennessee
Oh, you
to
did.
visit Evan's family again. Then I went to Chicago for Lollapalooza.
So much fun.
Then I went to like so many trips, and I did not
Realize
even
all
realize
the
it was
trips.
all this year. We went to Chicago for the Adidas thing.
Went to Boston.
We went to Boston. I started a podcast.
That was a big one.
Yeah.
That was in like July. That doesn't feel
Yeah.
like that was 6 months ago.
So much happened. I know. It was like all this year, and I'm like, dang, like
It's been a good year.
it's been a great year. I still, we were talking kind of about like New Year's resolutions and like, do we have them? I never feel like I do resolutions. Like, obviously, I have goals. Do you feel like you do resolutions?
No, I feel like I don't do resolutions because I feel like everyone's resolution was like, I want to read more. I try to do like little tangible things that I'm like already kind of working towards.
Yeah.
Like last year, my one specific thing for 2022 was like I wanted to have an organized sock drawer. But that was kind of going off of like I was trying to organize my life and like my space. But that was like my specific tangible thing I wanted to do. And I did it. I got these really nice sock organizers. Sock drawer was organized all year.
I feel like that's something that maybe everybody can learn from is like start so small that it seems like silly.
Yes.
Because once you complete that one little thing, it's going to make everything else on the list seem doable.
Exactly. And it's like when you give yourself something that's like, as silly as it sounds, like a SMART goal, like specific, measurable, like not something that's crazy out of this world. Like if you're not a reader, you can't you can make a goal for yourself. Like I want to read 12 books this year. Like that's a lot of books to read if you're not somebody that typically reads. So I try to do small things that I can look back and be like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah, I see why everybody does the New Year's resolutions.
Right.
I'm always the kind of person, if I'm going to start something new, I'm I'll start Monday kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to like the new year, I think that seems too big for me, and I need something smaller. So like I already started working on the things I want to work on the next year.
For sure.
But like we talked about getting into a routine. Like I've been needing to work on that. And I think what I'm going to do for that is like very small steps, like step by step. Like, okay, every day I'm going to wake up at a certain time. And then once I get that done, then I'll work on the next step
on something else
to
build that routine. Yeah, building a routine I feel like is huge for me in 2023. And I've been working on it this year. It's tricky because I feel like we lived in a world of like 2022, we went into the pandemic, everything was virtual, and did I say 2022? 2020. Then 2021, we were still kind of in that space, and I feel like 2022, this year, was like the first year of like getting back into what life looked like before the pandemic in a sense, like going into the office, and it was just finding this balance that I still haven't quite yet found. And I'm going to work on it. And again, with you, I feel like it needs to be like small steps. Like I'm going to work out twice a week on like this day and this day. And like once I have that in place, then adding something else to it. Not just like starting off like January 1st and saying like, okay, this is my like 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. routine. And I'm going to stick to this every day because that's not going to work for me.
Yeah. I've been I do think that it all kind of like started in 2020 where nobody knew what things were going to look like every day.
Right.
And then that kind of just became a habit. And then now it still this year, it was like, I don't know what's going on every day. Plus mix in work, plus mix in everybody wanting to travel again, hang out all the time. Like you're mixing in all these things that you kind of missed out on for a couple years. And then it's just all at once. And like, there's no balance anymore.
No, I had zero balance this year. Like I feel like it was like all of one thing and then like all of another thing all the time. And it gets overwhelming.
I'm very much the kind of person, like I can focus on one thing at a time. But then when I try to do like the whole routine,
it's a lot.
It doesn't go well.
No.
Like if I want to be like, okay, I'm going to work out, I can for a month straight, like I will work out every day, but everything else goes to like shit.
Right.
And then like same thing with work. Like when we started the podcast, like I would just focus on that. And I focused on it so hard where I was working all day, every day for like a month.
Yeah.
And then like I wasn't working out. I wasn't doing the other things that I also care about doing. I feel like another thing too that I like super enjoy, but it kind of got away from me is cooking. Like we talk about that all the time.
Oh my gosh. I feel like you used to cook and you still do, but like you're a very good cook.
Thank you.
I know. I genuinely enjoy it. Like she makes a mean taquito. I swear.
No, I enjoy it. It's just if I don't, it's like the routine thing. It's like if I'm gonna cook, then I'm only gonna cook that week, and I'm not gonna. There's just never a balance. So I need to be better at balancing things. I think a lot of people too, and taking the routine one step at a time. Not I'm gonna work out every day. I'm gonna cook every day. I'm gonna do this every day. One thing at a time. Once you accomplish that and get in that routine, then you can add the next step to it. But when you do it all at once, it's just like, oh my God, what am I up to?
It's overwhelming.
And that's when you get burned out too.
I burn myself out a lot. So I think I'm going to take that approach in the new year.
Yeah. Like it's good to go into a new year with goals. But again, like taking them one thing at a time, making them tangible, making them small. Because you know what I don't like though, when people like hate on people for all of a sudden going back to the gym or all of a sudden going back.
I cannot stand the gym haters. They're like, this is my gym all the time. And now it's going to be crowded for a month because people want to start their goals. Like, let people live.
Right. Like let people, if people want to do that, let them be happy. Let them better themselves. Let them do what they want to do. Like it doesn't affect you at all.
No.
Like,
and everyone starts somewhere. And for some people, like they need that, like that Monday, that first of the year to get themselves back on track. Like I've seen tons of TikToks of people like, this year I did it. This year I stuck to my goal. So why don't we try like lifting people up and encouraging people
to stay with it.
That's my biggest, I feel like 2022 or like life ick is people that are like gym snobs and like you can't be here or they judge other people. I could get on a soapbox about this topic.
And why do you think, I feel like that attitude is exactly what is part of what discourages people from sticking with it, because they know when they go to the gym, there's going to be people that are being assholes because they're there for the first time.
For sure.
Like, let's just all work on being better. Like, why does it just have to be like, maybe you can make a friend that just came to the gym on January 1st and maybe they'll stick with it because they made a friend there.
Exactly. And newsflash to everybody that has that kind of like crappy mentality. It's like, not everybody's disability like is visible. Like somebody could have just been going through like some major like health concerns that like you can't physically see. So they can't lift as much weight as you because it's their first day back and they're trying to get a better life. I get so heated about it.
Yeah. It could have been really hard for somebody to get there in the first place. They don't need the added stress of what other people are thinking or saying about them. I actually, right before this, I saw, I want to say the girl's name is Legal Baddie on TikTok. And she was giving a list. She got the idea from somebody else, but it was a list of things to like remember going into the new year. And one of the ones she was saying was like, basically people aren't thinking about you, to like just have that mentality that like try to like convince yourself that like other people aren't thinking about you, not in like a negative way, like no
Yeah.
one cares, but like in the way of like people aren't judging you. Like don't think that way, because it like stops you from doing things that you should be doing or you want to do. But just having that fear that people are thinking about you to like get over, like overcome that and convince yourself like other people aren't thinking about you.
I love that advice. I've seen a lot of that lately. And I don't know if this was a TikTok or somebody was telling me this in person. That's bad that I don't remember which of what. But
That's reality now.
yeah. But the thing was, it was very similar to that. And it was, okay, so like how often do you leave a social setting and you're thinking about all the dumb things you think you said or something stupid or embarrassing that you did? You can probably think of like a ton of situations in where like you felt like you said something dumb or did something dumb. Okay, now flip that and try to think about when somebody else did something that was like, said something that was like dumb or embarrassing. Like you can't really think of as many instances because you're not focused on those type of things as a human. So why would other people be focused on like what you're doing? You're
Right.
way more of your own self-critic.
You don't leave a social situation, hopefully,
Yeah.
going, oh my God, this is what everybody else did that was embarrassing. You leave
Right.
it going, oh my God, I can't believe I said that. Or like, I can't believe I did that. So what are other people doing? Probably the same thing you
Exactly.
just did. Leaving thinking about themselves and what they did, not you.
100%. So I
Yeah.
need to take that advice also going into the new year.
Yeah. Those were some great advices going into the new year.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys have good ideas, why don't we comment some good ideas for everybody going into the new year to hopefully adopt that ideology and take some of those. And that concludes the episode, and we will see you guys in the new year.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.